will be announcing the working group on several issues when it comes across to space, supply chain initiative and 5G deployment diversification effort. And this is coming at a time when the leaders of the Quad countries, including Australia, India, Japan and the US, would be announcing a new working group on space, a supply chain initiative, a 5G deployment, Deepti, and also an effort apart from discussing issues that ranges from the challenges that are being faced in the Indo-Pacific region.
Oh, absolutely. And, just look at the broader contours, I think, Amit, of these points that you've just reiterated. When it comes to 5G, 5G is the future, something that, again, India is wanting to invest in. You've seen the Prime Minister meeting with global CEOs yesterday, pushing that very agenda. The next is on the space ties. Now, we must understand, again, that space, science and technology is, again, something very, very close to the heart of the Prime Minister, who personally has been monitoring a lot of these expeditions. Vice President Kamala Harris also has a special interest in space. And I think when the two spoke yesterday, Amita, again, that is something that was spoken about. Then there is going to be a working group that possibly could be announced on the supply chain issue. Now, supply chain is not just when it comes to the vaccines here. It's also about a lot of other essentials, Amita, because the world today has faced the pandemic of COVID-19. But this does not mean, Amita, that in the future, we together as a world should not be ready for future pandemics. And this is the reason why I think when the Quad is going to be meeting, Quad comprising of India, US, Australia and Japan, this is something that is going to be discussed very, very clearly. You've seen individual meetings, those bilaterals that the Prime Minister, Amita, has earlier had with the Australian Prime Minister, Scott Morrison. He did speak about 5G technology, artificial intelligence, trade ties, is what we are given to understand. Then he also had a separate bilateral with the Prime Minister of Japan, the outgoing Prime Minister. This is Prime Minister Suga. And again, in that conversation, Amita, we were told that a lot of areas of concern to the Indo-Pacific region vis-a-vis China also have been discussed. We must not forget that China is the bully. China is the bully in the room right now. And obviously, you will be looking at creating, a broader balance of power right now in that region, Amita, to ensure that henceforth from now on, we are able to balance that kind of a power hegemony that Beijing has been asserting.
Absolutely. And Beijing is also keeping a very close watch on all of these developments because each of these countries that comprises the Quad, Beijing has strained relations with all of them. Talk about Japan, talk about Australia, talk about India and also even the United States of America. Now, when it comes to the Quad meeting, several issues that range from climate change to COVID-19 pandemic. And during this historic meeting that is being said will be happening between the leaders today, as Deepti correctly pointed out, we're looking at the meetings, the bilaterals that has also taken place between the Indian Prime Minister and the Japanese and the Australian counterparts as well. But we're also standing by for the first one-on-one meeting that will be happening this evening before the Quad summit happens with President Joe Biden.